Here's your question. Drugs and the effect of drugs, for example, theft, are all around us in society today. As the police chief, what would your plans be to deter any of this?
Okay, to answer the question, first of all, thank everybody for being here tonight. It's a pleasure to see all these people that's interested in what's going on with this city. And we enjoy you being out here and appreciate the support. As far as the drugs of this city, well, we need to educate the children, the people, as for what's going on. And we need some help from the public. Because, you see, the police can't be everywhere at one time. But with the people informing us and letting us know what's going on and not being afraid to tell people what's going on for some kind of repercussion from the enemies that's doing this, or I say the drug dealers, or whatever you might want to call them. You know, there's a criminal element here, but everybody in Eunice, everybody in this thing, they don't sell drugs. We have some good people out here. The majority of the people are good people, and I know this for a fact. But you got that little criminal element, which we can take care of that by using other departments, by a lot of training, and going back and forth, exchanging information on how they doing things, how we doing things, and find out who's bringing this and who's trying to hurt these children, and letting kids know that you shouldn't do this, and getting them away from it, letting them know that the policemen are your friend. And by doing this and having the public involved, we can do a lot of things. First of all, my name is Raymond Bubba Cole. Everybody knows me as Bubba, that's fine. I've been a police officer for 28 years. Been dealing with the public in Eunice for like 30-some years, because I'm still doing something at the bar as a dispatcher, talking to people. And on my cards, I have respect, honor, and experience. And what I found in doing this political term here now is that the public has lost the respect for the police department. That's something I intend to bring back. The way you're being talked to, the way you're being stopped, the way officers are treating you. Just because you're being stopped, you're not a bad person. Just because you may have got a ticket or something, you're not a bad person. So everybody don't need to be searched. Everybody don't need to be treated bad. Let's treat people fair, and you're going to get these things done. An experience that I have, I've been in the schools, I've been in your homes, I've been at the games, I've been all over, and I've been a contact person for the schools, emergency contact person for the schools, where if something was going on, they were calling me, and I had to be there. Sometimes I had my name on lists that I didn't know nothing about. But given a chance to be here, all these people in here are great. This Eunice town is a great town. This election, this chief post is not about me. It's about everybody in Eunice who want to stand for someone that can take care of it. And given a chance to do the right thing and electing me, then you have a great person to do it. I'm willing to do it. I'm up for the challenge. All I'm asking for is a chance to do some things that I know how to do. I've been from some death calls until some good things. But the best thing out of all of it is knowing the helping part of this job. When you help somebody, you can go home and you can sleep good because you know you made a difference in this town, in the place that I live. And I'm not ready to quit. I was retired, but I'm ready to come back to work because I think it's some more work for me to do here, and I'm willing to do it. So with your support, I'm ready. My number is 239, Raymond Bubba Cole. I'm asking a chance for you to give me that chance and your prayers. And I want to thank each and every one for being out here tonight. And it makes me so proud. And on my cards, I say the experience that I have. And an honor to be here. And I have nothing but respect from the kids to the adults. Thank you.
Here's your question. Is there a department policy or regulation that, if elected, you would like to see change, and why?
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody here tonight. Changes, yes. Department policy, absolutely. I know you read a lot of stories in the newspaper, on the news, on TV. Crime, officers shooting innocent bystanders or individuals. There's a big problem. Can it be addressed and fixed? Absolutely. What's it going to take? Money. Biggest problem. Our department is probably, it is one of the lowest departments paid around here. So it does affect your manpower. It affects the people you can hire with the dollars you have to spend. So if you don't have the money, you cannot hire a qualified individual to go out and do the job. What do you get in return for your bucks that you're spending already? Absolutely. We need to think with our head. We have to open up our pocketbooks if we want better service. I took this job 4 years ago, the vote dedicated. I didn't know I had to have people and pay them just by property level. When they go home and they barely make enough money to pay their rent, their utilities, and keep a family going. That's hurtful. I see it every day. They beg to work overtime so they can pay their bill. I've had officers have go pay the utility bills after they shut it off when they got their checks. These are people who are protecting your profit every day. And you want to know why we have problems in town? Drug, yes. Crime being committed? Absolutely. But these same people that we're paying minimum dollars are out there working, they're gone. This is your town, my town as well. You also deal as far as Ferguson. When I took office, I did one thing. A couple things, but one important thing I did that I saw the future of, because I read about it before. Body cameras. Ferguson would have had a body camera at the time, they wouldn't be in the situation they are now. I implemented using body cameras 3 years ago. New Orleans implemented last year, Los Angeles last year. Is it important? Absolutely. Why? Because y'all gonna pay the cost if something goes bad. And that officer is being held accountable for it, which means the city will be held accountable. Will we pay for it? Absolutely. I'm one person. I wasn't hired to babysit officers or employees. I'm here to do a job that you wanted me to do the right way. And that's what I've tried to do. I came here with 3 things on my mind when I ran last time. We had a crime hadn't solved, a murder case, drug problem, and try to change the department. I did solve the crime, try to increase our department, and now I'm trying to get better pay for my employees. These are your employees. These are the people who live in your community. Help them out. Thank you.
One of the main duties of the chief of police is oversight of police officers. What would you do to ensure that your officers obey policy, rules, regulation, laws, and ordinances?
Well, to answer the question, and I'll get to some other stuff, we have policies in place. I think some of those policies may need to be changed. There are civil service laws in place that guide the officers on how they're supposed to do their job, and also in the police chief and how he's supposed to take discipline against those officers who violate those policies. I would use those policies. I'm familiar with civil service. I sat on the civil service board when I was with the police department. I know how the civil service board operates, and I know what it takes to be able to use disciplinary action, take disciplinary action against a police officer who is not performing his duties. I also know how to use those laws to protect that officer if false accusations are made against him. I know it both ways. I use the civil service board in my defense at times, and I've used it to help when officers needed to be disciplined. So if we just use those policies and have the knowledge on how to use those policies and those civil service laws, we can get a lot accomplished and earn the respect of the police officers and force them to follow those policies and to do the job that they're supposed to do. I do agree with the chief that the pay for police officers is deplorable. We need to do something about that. But I do disagree with the fact or the statement that he made about you can't get a good qualified police officer for that pay. You can get one. The problem is the work ethic, and a lot of the problem is the leadership. Leadership makes a big difference. I have that leadership ability. I was a lieutenant with the police department. Before that, I was a sergeant. I served my time with the police department. Now I am the chief probation officer and the administrator for our local court, our city court. I am the founder of the Louisiana Misdemeanor Probation Officers Association. That's a statewide organization of probation officers across the state. I was president until this year when I told them they needed to elect another president. Since that organization was started, I have the leadership that it takes to bring people together and to bring them together and do the job that needs to be done. Our police officers, we used to have what we call police officers, but they've redefined themselves over the years, if you've noticed. Now they call themselves law enforcement officers. There is a difference between a police officer and a law enforcement officer. A police officer protects and serves. Of course, he may enforce the laws to do that. He has to enforce the laws to do that. A law enforcement officer focuses on enforcing the law. They've left service and protection behind. I want to bring our police department back to being a police department that protects and serves. I have the leadership abilities to do it, and I ask for your vote on November 4th to be your next chief of police, to bring our police department back in the direction that we need to bring it. Thank you.
What do you think is the biggest problem facing the police chief, and what would you do to combat it?
Mic check. Just checking the microphone because I've been having some problems, and I'm used to the microphone. The biggest problem that we have, I think, is being over officers, the young officers that we have out there, and with all the problems that's going on in the city of Eunice today, with the officers that's out there on the street, it all reflects back to the chief of police. No matter what, whichever one of the officers is, whatever happened, if it's something wrong, it always reflects on the chief, even though it's not the chief that's out there creating the problem. Everybody know all the stuff that's been going on in Eunice within the last 4 years, whether it's out there in the streets or all you have to do is read the newspaper. Every week you read the newspaper and you know what goes on in Eunice. Me, if I'm elected as a chief of police, I like to bring Eunice back to being the way it used to be. Eunice used to be a wonderful, beautiful city that everybody loved. And one of the reasons for me running for the chief of police is because I was born and raised here in Eunice, and I love my city. I've been all over the United States, and I just love my city. And today we have cell phones, computers, social network, and everybody knows what goes on. And the thing is, when I leave my city and go to other states, and the first thing I hear is, what's going on in the city? Because they always ask me where I'm from, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm from Eunice. What's going on in your city? They know things that goes on in our city before I know it. Because when I wake up in the morning, hey, they didn't see what happened on Facebook or whatever. But the deal is, it makes me ashamed of my city because there's so much corruption and what's going on. And right quick, I'm going to change the subject a little bit. Go back to hiring officers and new officers. And I don't want to sound too hypocritical about this, but my thing is, I want to try my best to hire officers at least 25 years of age or older. Because the young officers that we have today, 19, 20 years old, they're still not mature yet. They're still young men, and they don't know what it's like being adult. And the second thing is, I want to say right quick, and I've said this before, another thing is that I don't want to be hypocritical about it, and pay attention close to this. Just because a guy has a military background, I won't be so quick to just jump and say, okay, hey, you got a military background, I'm going to hire him. Well, these guys have been to Iraq, they've been to Afghanistan, and we don't know what the mental problem is. So if they do have a background check, I'll take them in and make sure that they have been fully evaluated, have their mind checked, and make sure we have good officers. So before I close this, I want y'all to know on Election Day, November 4th, 242, please vote for me. Thank you.
If elected chief of police, do you have any plans to enact or enhance any drug or crime awareness programs to the youth of our city?
Thank everybody for coming. Thank y'all for inviting us. Everybody's done thanked you enough. I imagine you've heard enough. The drug problem in this town has been, I'm 54 years old, and it's probably been here for 52 years that I know of. Yes, we do. We need some education in the school system. We need to bring some officers, whether it be marshals, whether it's probation, whether anybody, into the school system and teach the kids what's going on. Also, we need to interact with our other departments like we used to. We used to have a tri-parish task force. We need more than a tri-parish task force. We need 5 parishes, 6 parishes, where we can exchange our narcs and we can do the job that needs to be done. The school system, depending on the age of the child, it's kind of hard to get the point across to a lot of them. But I think the earliest you can get them in there and make them understand that, hey, this is wrong. The same thing is maybe drinking, maybe smoking. I'm a bad guy, sorry. But, you know, teach these kids how to stay away from this stuff. There's other things, there's sports, there's academics, there's so much stuff that they can do without getting into the drug scene. And I think that we need the education, but we need to put the officers in the schools. We need to put them in there, schedule it, go in there for an hour a day, next day go to another school, next day go to another school, and educate them, and go, you start this age, but you want to continue all the way up to here. Because our high school kids are having a hard time right now. There's a lot of them that's having a hard time with the drugs, the drinking. We need to kind of get in there and just let them know, you know, you got to wait till you're of age, and not for drugs. I mean, for the drinking part. But drugs, yeah, we need some education into the system. Thank y'all very much. I've had enough time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thibodeau, and thank all our candidates for Chief of Police. Thank you, gentlemen.